So the first question is, what are the winning strategies in the successful alignment of IT with business?
The first thing here is to recognize that it's not just a question of alignment of IT to the business, but it's also alignment of the business to IT. There is no point in IT supporting a business strategy to its full if the business is not capable or able to actually utilize that IT to its fullest as well. So you can't have the tail wagging the dog, or necessarily in this case the dog wagging the tail. It has to be done in parallel. Both business and IT strategies need to be built in parallel and executed in parallel.
What needs to change within the IT organization to make this alignment happen?
Very, very simply, the IT organization needs to speak the language of the business. It's not a question of the business learning IT lingo or IT methodologies. It's a question very much of the IT organization fundamentally understanding the language of the business and also the business of the business.
Should this also be applied to business then?
Yes. Well, we'll start again. Yes, certainly it should be applied, but in the context of understanding and taking advantage of enabling technologies. A business strategy, when put together, if it is not fully aware of the enabling technologies which are available, you're going to end up with a weak strategy. So it is very important that as a business strategy is put together, that they understand what enabling technologies may be able to support a new business venture or a new way of doing things, and that is fundamentally important. But that does not mean that the business has to learn IT. IT must be able to explain these enabling technologies in terms of the business.
Okay, now this is not a question, but having a discussion. Would you be able to cite an example of, in your experience, the process that you went through convincing both the business and the IT to learn to speak the languages in the language of the respective organization?
Well, as I said, it's a question of IT learning the language of business, not the other way around. So there's no need for business to learn the language of IT. In fact, it's probably preferable that they do not, because it can, a little bit of knowledge can be a dangerous thing. But from a business perspective, it's very, very simple. When we talk about systems, we talk about real-world events. We talk about events going on in the business. We don't talk about triggers, and we don't talk about table updates or anything else. We talk about an event, a process event, and the underlying IT scripts that are required is a secondary and, quite honestly, only a developer issue.
I think let me switch it. So how is the strategic process at Wallem executed?
The strategic planning process, we run a 3-year rolling strategic plan, business plan, and that is agreed obviously with the business units and also IT and also finance.
Good.
Okay, the strategic planning process within Wallem is not sorry, start again. The strategic planning process within Wallem is based on a 3-year rolling plan. This is not necessarily the case for most of the companies within the maritime industry. The 3-year plan deals with obviously financial matters, so it is part the financial budget for the following year is part of the 3-year plan, plus also the following 2 years. So we have within the 3-year plan we have next year's budget, which is the financial budget, plus indications of the following 2 years. The way that this is put together is the business units looking at likely opportunities, trends within the industry, and general strategic matters. IT looking at the way that we can support those goals, creating new business processes. We look after business process management within the group. Looking at the geographic spread of the business, if that's going to increase or contract, business volumes, and the normal capacity planning. but fundamentally also looking at enabling technology trends. If we look at 2 to 3 years out, what are going to be the prevalent trends at that time? What are going to be the enabling technologies? Not just within the maritime industry. Maritime industry is a relatively small industry, very important industry. 95% of the world's trade travels by sea. But again, it's a very closed industry, so we tend to look at terrestrial industries for key indicators as to new best-in-class or best-breed applications, methodologies, and we go through a process of marinization by looking at what needs to be done to actually bring those into the maritime industry.
Hi, I'm Billy.